Hello, Drover Nation, and welcome back to the Green Room Podcast. I am Tanner Shoemaker.
And I am Taylor Finney. We are the Sports Information Directors at USAO, and we are excited to take you deeper into Drover athletics. The USAO women's and men's soccer teams have become two of the most well-respected squads in the entire NAIA. In 2018, the Drovers women's soccer team won the SAC Tournament Championship and earned another NAIA Women's Soccer National Championship appearance. The men's team finished in second place in the SAC regular season, as well as in the SAC tournament. The Drover season was ended in heartbreaking fashion with a double overtime rivalry loss against MacU in the SAC Tournament Championship game.
In 2018, the Drovers earned many individual awards. Jimmy Hampton earned SAC Men's Soccer Coach of the Year for the fifth time. Christina Ramos earned SAC Women's Soccer Offensive Player of the Year. Emma Rice earned SAC Women's Soccer Freshman of the Year. They had 3 NAI All-American Honorable Mention selections, 12 All-SAC selections, and 9 SAC Player of the Week awards. We are very excited to be joined by 2 USAO soccer stars, Mackenzie Holub and Damilola Olusesi. Mackenzie and Damilola, thanks for joining us. This year, USAO Women's Soccer will face 6 teams ranked in the top 25 or receiving votes. From September 9th to September 17th, they'll face 4 straight teams in the top 25 or receiving votes. Start off with 2 NCAA Division II opponents. What are you most looking forward to for the upcoming season, Mackenzie?
It's really exciting that we get to play like these awesome teams, and it's great that we get to play them like the start of the season, and we kind of see where we're at compared to them, and like the things we need to work on and how we can get better. And so hopefully later in the season we'll be able to be up there with those top 25 teams.
Right. It's always a great start to the season when you get to come out and face top competition, which you guys definitely are. You guys will play Midwestern State from Texas, as well as East Central University from here in Oklahoma, the Division II teams. Facing Kansas Wesleyan, they're a real good team. Mid-American Nazarene is one of those teams. Ottawa University, where I went to school and played baseball, be one of the few times I root against Ottawa, so I'll hopefully be there for that game for you guys. But yeah, very tough schedule coming up for you guys, but you guys are returning so many players, a lot of returning stars from your team, I guess you could say. Is there anything that you guys are really looking forward to with having so many returners from last year's squad?
I mean, it's really great that we have kind of our same team as last year, and we had a great bond with everyone, and it's nice that we don't have to kind of restart all of that. And I mean, everybody's great, and we're looking forward to just making it better, and I still have 3 years to go, so.
That is something that you guys are blessed with, is you guys have a lot of underclassmen. You guys are ranked number 19 in the country, so you guys are no slouches. You're one of the top dogs. You're the defending conference tournament champs. So everybody's going to be gunning for you guys, I'm sure, but I know you guys got a lot of talent come back, and I'm sure you guys will be able to handle that well. And now for you, Damilola, your men's team, you guys will be facing 3 ranked opponents in the NAI top 25 or receiving votes. You guys will start the season against Oral Roberts, an NCAA Division I opponent, and then you'll follow that up with a Division II opponent, which is Midwestern State from Texas. You'll face all 3 ranked teams in September. Same kind of situation as the women's team, where you'll face a lot of tough competition at first. But what are you looking forward to in that first month and a half of the season?
Just facing against the best. I mean, when you're at this level, when you're in this time period, I mean, the only way you're going to get better is if you face against the best. That's the only way you can prove yourself amongst the best. If you hang with the best, and you're one of them. And that's what we've done. At least not necessarily the 2 seasons ago, but last season we were back on the map.
Right, and you guys are in a unique situation here at USAO where you are an NAIA team, but when you go in to play those games against Oral Roberts, you guys aren't necessarily the underdogs. Even though you're in what some would say is a lesser league, you guys certainly don't play that way. Is there anything that you guys really take pride in when you do play in those games? Do you guys feel like you have a chip on your shoulder, or have something to prove when you're playing a Division I team?
I think it comes just from, like Coach Hampton would always say, everyone has a story. I have a story, Coach has a story, the whole team has a story. I mean, the chip, in terms of chip on our shoulder, I think everyone has one. Everyone wants to be on the pitch, everyone wants to start, everyone wants to play, be part of that winning team. Obviously we are as a whole squad, but everyone wants to be on that pitch playing against the best. In terms of the difference in level, I'd say some teams in D2, D1 colleges have more depth, but we more than we make up for it.
I think so, and I think that's something that really all of our teams here at USAO have been doing lately, is that they've been showing that the NAIA isn't really a lesser league, it's just a different option. We have a lot of foreign players here, we have a lot of guys that come here for various reasons, whether it be closer to home or just that they like the school, which is so great for us, and it's so great to see that we aren't going to be the underdogs in those big time games. You were speaking about Coach Hampton. He won SAC Coach of the Year for women's soccer, for men's soccer last year. He's won so many, it's hard to keep track. He's actually won 8 total, 5 men's soccer Coach of the Year awards, 3 women's soccer Coach of the Year awards, 19 SAC championships total, 13 with the men, 6 with the women. Is there something that you guys notice, because you guys are in a unique situation where Coach Hampton coaches both teams? You guys ever notice his different coaching styles for the two teams? Because I assume he doesn't coach the two teams the exact same.
I'd say he treats them the same.
The exact same, all right.
If we both make a mistake, if, say, a team makes a mistake, he'll just make sure the next one doesn't make the same mistake. He's always looking to improve every session and focus on parts of our game which might be missing. So this preseason is more about allowing the fresh, because we have more freshmen than the returners. So we have the freshmen, it's about making them gel together, see how we can gel together as a team. So the freshmen, we have to come together and just play the style, the winning football. Because most teams say we play possession, stuff like that. He's more, we play winning football.
Well, winning football is definitely correct. He's 504, 252, and 41 in his career. So 500 wins total, 272 wins with men's soccer, 232 with women's soccer. So definitely no slouch. Do you have the same experience with as far as the coaching style goes?
Yeah, Coach Hampton really says to us, he's like, we're going to treat you the same as the men, so don't be expecting that, oh, you're women, you're going to be treated as lesser. He wants us to know that we're going to be treated just like the men, and we live up to the same expectations as they do.
I think you guys are saying that he expects championship expectations.
For sure.
Definitely not a bad thing. Mackenzie, you're a two-sport athlete. You also compete with the USAO track and field team. Last year, you were actually Athlete of the Week, and I believe it was March. Explain to us a little bit what it's like being a two-sport athlete in college, because I think a lot of athletes here at USAO have been two-sport athletes in their life, but never at the top level. So just explain to us a little bit what that's like.
It is really difficult to kind of manage, and listening to my body, first of all, that's the hardest thing, because I want to be there for everything in soccer and in track, but it's just kind of impossible to do both at once. But luckily the soccer is in the fall and then track is in the spring, so it's a little bit easier to kind of separate the two. So off-season soccer and then in-season track, just kind of have to balance it out.
Right, and I know in track you run 200. Do you run any other events in track?
Mainly my freshman year I just ran the 200. We got a 4x4 going one meet and it turned out really well, and so hopefully we can kind of build the team and look for more of that. But just since it was so small, it was really hard for us to get kind of more relays, which kind of in high school and previous years I was doing all of the relays and then the 200. So I've just always specified with the 200.
Well, it's definitely a unique experience that you have. On the soccer field last year as a freshman, you scored 11 goals, which was second on the team. You had 13 assists, which led the team, and you had 35 points, which was second on the team also. Somehow you weren't all conference. Don't know how that happened. But describe that first year as a drover for you on the pitch.
I mean, it was so awesome. I was really looking forward coming into it, and I mean, it just kind of exceeded my expectations of what it was going to be like. And I have played for Coach Hampton since I was a little girl, and I just love to play for him, and I wouldn't want to play for anyone else. And coming here, me, Aubrey, and Emma came into this being best friends, and I've made a lot of other close friends that I'm really grateful for. It's just a great experience.
That's awesome. And so now for you, Damilola, you're coming in here as a senior. Much different experience. You've been here for a while, a seasoned vet. You've played 33 games, scored 5 goals, have 10 assists, and 24 shots on goal. Being a seasoned vet here, what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
It's going to be national championship.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, the past 3 years, that's what we've been chasing. The past 2 years, we came up short to the same team twice in the same way. So
Yeah, your arch rival Mac U. So I mean, I'm sure that game this year is going to be.
Last year we beat them 4-1, and then like in season, and come like let's say postseason,
right,
the result wasn't what we expected. But this season, definitely SAC champs has to be a thing, and then national championship round.
That's right. That's good to hear. Over your time here, what culture would you say USAO has on the pitch?
Go win. I mean, it's not even like that's the main thing, because as much as like say we play well, people aren't going to remember us because we played well. They're going to remember the fact that we won. Like let's say John Brown, they destroyed us in the season. Come postseason, we beat them 4-1. No one expected that result. We were more the underdogs in that game, and we came back to beat them. So
winning when it matters most.
Yes, sir.
Now, you guys have been at USAO for you 1 year, Mackenzie, for you, Damilola, 3 years. What is it that made you choose USAO? Mackenzie, you said that Coach Hampton was your reason. Is there anything else that really got you here?
I mean, I have been coming to soccer camp here since I was little, and I've just loved every minute of it, and that's why I wanted to come.
And how about you, Damilola?
Me, sir. When it was the whole recruiting, because I'm from London, so when it was the whole recruiting process, it was more, he was the one that kept in contact with me, made sure I'm good, made sure I was ready to come in. His way of, like, he always tells me nothing's going to be, like, given to you, everything's going to be earned. And that was one thing that really stood out, because every other coach will promise you, like, a starting position. When you're a junior, you'll pay so and so much amount of money. He said, you'll get what you earn.
That's a great way to put it. I think that's a great life lesson for everybody, that you just got to put in the work to get what you want out of it.
Yep.
Trust the process.
That's right.
That's what Hampton always says. You said you guys have a lot of incoming freshmen. You guys have a lot of returners, but do you guys have any advice for the new ones coming in on your team?
Just never put yourself in front of the team, and especially in our sport, people always get carried away with the showing off aspect of the game. That doesn't win games. Sometimes it does, but sometimes there's a place where you can do it. Most of the time, you don't want to do it. You want to keep the balls. You want to keep the game simple, because we just complicate it. That's what I've learned throughout the years. I've been subject of putting myself over the team, doing things that are uncharacteristic, kind of thing. But the senior year is just playing simple and making sure we win.
And you talked about the incoming freshmen. You guys have to find a way to like kind of jive together. And then you talked about how you guys ended last season with that really heartbreaking loss with the rivalry, and how that kind of made you so much hungrier for this season. How do you kind of show that to the incoming freshmen?
They'll see on the pitch. They'll see. We'll talk about it before the game. We've already talked about it. We came up short 2 seasons in a row from the same team. They'll know what's coming.
And I think what you're speaking on makes a whole lot of sense, because I've been at USAO for a short time, just been here since January, but in that time since I've been here, I've noticed that all of our teams are so blue-collar, Bulldogs mentality, kind of put in the work and go after it. So I think that's something that is really a part of USAO culture, and I think is what makes our team so great, is that you guys know how to work. I know you guys aren't having an easy training camp on the women's soccer side this year, so how are your freshmen and newcomers handling all the adversity?
I mean, I think they're handling it really well. They're all very talented, and they're all showing them, like, the coaches what all they can do, and I'm really excited to get to play with them. And they just kind of have to remember, like, each of them has God-given talent, and they just kind of have to bring what they're given and not try to conform to, like, what anybody else wants them to be. Just be like who they are as a soccer player. And I mean, we obviously need them. Coach Hampton recruited them for a reason, so just kind of be who they are on the field, especially.
Stay within yourself. Right on.
And you talked about coming to USAO with friends that were coming here to play as well, and one of them is Emma, who is a very big standout player for you guys. How does that translate onto the field for you guys, having that bond already?
I mean, I love to play for Emma, and I think it helps us whenever we play together, because first of all, we just kind of connect. Like, we can just look at each other and kind of know, like, where we're going, and also, like, just knowing her, I just want to win so bad for her, and I want to just work so hard because I know she's working so hard for me too.
Well, so you're speaking on that. You and Emma, you guys led the team in points last year. You had 11 goals. I think Emma had 22, if I'm not mistaken. Two pretty great numbers. I believe Taylor has a stat here that she pulled about the returners you guys have coming back.
Yeah, you talked about it earlier about how after graduation some teams have to reevaluate their gameplay because they're losing a bunch of their big players. But looking at the statistics from last year, 45 of the 66 total goals from last year were made by returners that are coming back this year. That's 68% of all the goals last year. So what kind of advantage does that give you guys?
I mean, we lost Christina, and that's going to really hurt us because she was just so busy on the field. But we still have this great group of girls, and, one player can't just bring us all down. And, I mean, we lost other people, too, and it's really sad to see them go. But hopefully, with the people we've brought in, we can make it work and be just as good as we were last year.
If not better.
Yeah.
Is there any other advice that you guys have for your guys' teammates? I mean, you guys are less than a week away from the season now. What do you guys have for that last push until the first game?
I just say when we wear the Drover shirt, you have a lot of pressure on you. But like they always say, pressure makes diamonds. So
that's right, man. Shine on.
Yes, sir.
And how about for you, Mackenzie?
I think everybody's just like he said. Whenever you put that Drover shirt on, you just have to work for it, and you have to give it everything you got. And we want to win a national championship, so you just really got to go for it.
That's right, all or nothing. So you guys are speaking on what your expectations are, and it sounds like you guys are both saying championship expectations, which not all the time that happens, but I think you guys definitely have the talent. You guys have the workmanship to do it, and I think we're all very excited to see what you guys have coming up this year on the pitch. Obviously, a great 2018 season for both teams. Didn't end quite where you guys both wanted to, but still great seasons nonetheless.
Going off of what you were just talking about, I talked to Coach Hampton a couple weeks ago, and I asked him about y'all's game with Wayland Baptist University, and they were the defending champions when you guys met them, so it was kind of an underdog situation. And I said, can you tell me a little bit about that upset win? And he said, first of all, it wasn't an upset win. We go in there, we expect to win, and that's what happens when you have those expectations. So you guys are already starting off the season strong, expecting big things.
I know all of Drover Nation is excited to see you guys play in 2019, and I just want to wish you guys the best of luck this year. We look forward to seeing you guys on the pitch next week. That was Damilola Olusesi and Mackenzie Holub from the USAO men's and women's soccer teams. The Drovers women's soccer team will open up the season tonight against East Central University at 7 p.m. Both teams will take on Midwestern State tomorrow, August 23rd, starting at 5 p.m.
Next week, we will take a closer look at the Drover women's and men's cross-country teams as they get ready to start their 2019 season. Until next time, always remember, your talent is interesting, but your character is impressive. And in the words of Coach Jimmy Hampton, trust the process.